we'll give it a bit for people to show up. It's still stuck on Jimmy's shit.
All right. Let me know how.
Oh no, we're all right. We're live now. There is one person watching.
One person.
It might be me. It might be me.
I'll put it in multiple different spots. Probably. Let me get my my own crew in here. See if they actually watch. Because some will care and others like, literally don't. But to be quite honest with you, we'll see. We'll see how many people actually show up for this. But we've got a solid 2 people. So one of them's probably me and you.
Oh, Brick's here. Awesome. Lots of
Brick's
feedback?
here.
Yeah, that's my end. Let me try, let me know if it lowers at all. Let me know if that's better or worse.
Said it sounds like rain.
Yeah, that's,
Campfire.
I'm spitting right in my mic.
Campfire ASMR. Hey, that makes sense. That makes sense. This is the SHL.
I mean, the only campfire here is Hamilton after that 50-goal game.
All right, so
I got him on max, so it's I don't know.
me?
Yeah, he said you're kind of quiet, but I have you on the max I can set you on, so. Also, you're not quiet. As a person.
Give me just a second, because I know that's my settings. It's got to be my settings. Voice.
Alright, before we start, we want to give the Flu Award for being one of the people to show up to listen to the SHL Awards. Big congrats to Flu.
Is that better?
You gotta ask them. I hear you just fine regardless.
Can you hear me better? Yes.
I hear you. Yeah, I hear you. I've heard you just fine the whole time.
I know. I'm checking if they can. It's gonna take them like a whole 50 minutes to catch up to the delay. Alright, well, regardless, we'll get started. Welcome to the Season 65 SHL Awards show. History has been made, I guess we can say that, because history is being made in multiple ways. We got the new simulation, obviously with no goalie, it makes sense. They got 50 goals on 50 shots, and we have the history of, I guess, the end of the FHM6 era. We're going to move from a devious era, I guess. I don't know how you would put it, but it is a very devious area, especially for goalies. It is, you just cry for the goalies in that era. So we'll move along to the first section. We'll just give it to the President's Trophy winner. the Los Angeles Panthers with 50 wins, 102 points. It was a good year for them.
Not a bad season, for sure.
Not a bad season at all. Congrats to the entire team. I'm not going to name you all off, and I think you know who you are, but I don't want to take too much time on that.
If you don't know who you are, you don't deserve the congratulations anyway.
Correct. But Fuzz definitely deserves it.
Yeah.
Fuzz definitely deserves it.
There is a common slogan that Dota players make the best GMs.
Yeah. So, anyway, it was a really good regular season for them. There was quite a few other teams that were less good, but they were still good. But it really proves that if you can build a team from scratch, you can really go some places. So, we'll move into the next part, which is the Cole Reinhardt Trophy, which again is the Los Angeles Panthers, the Western Conference champions.
I hope I don't see these guys again. I'm getting tired of them.
Yeah, I think everyone's getting tired of them. But I think a lot of people want them more than they want Hamilton, though.
First cup in 30 seasons or something. It's I'm done with them already. New team.
So yeah, congrats again to the Western Conference champion. We all know this. Who Suburban? I don't know how you say his name.
Burbs.
Yeah, just Burbs.
He's an idiot. Ignore him.
So with the Matthias
Chouinard.
Chouinard?
It's French.
Yeah. Tampa Bay Barracuda, the Eastern Conference champion. And I do apologize. I'm just trying to act like Patty right now. Sorry.
Butcher every name that isn't Southern.
Yeah, but I gotta do it for Patty and for Wannabe Thing. You gotta do it. It's just a part of the heritage of this. Chouinard. So congrats to Tampa on making the Challenge Cup. That's a good feat, but I know they're going to be crying because this might be the end of an era? Question mark.
Well, I mean, they got a good team. They made a good trade last draft to bring in Axel Foley from the Blizzard. They got a good base, excellent goaltending defensive team. The kind of hockey that wins in the playoffs, and made the finals, which is no small feat.
Yeah, it is not a small feat at all. Team's getting a little bit up there in age, but I think they still have the chance to push for another one, and hopefully this time, maybe win it this time. They do have some excellent drafting. They've done some great trading recently, which has been probably, I wouldn't say they're, I'm trying to think, I wouldn't say they're the best trading. They haven't done the best trading, but they've done some really good trades, because there are other teams who have done a little bit better in the trading realm. So
and with that,
we'll move on again.
The Cup winners. Take it away.
With the Challenge Cup champion, the Los Angeles Panthers. So, congratulations to Fuzz on this great season after 2 years ago. Why do I say years? 2 seasons ago. Having lost in a very close one. Yeah, it was a well done. It was a really good, solid team that they built up, and I can't wait to see them for the future. We'll see how far this can go, if they can repeat that, or if they fall off to some other team, which, who knows? We'll see what happens.
I think they look really strong moving forward. I imagine Fuzz is going to, add some reinforcements at some point this season as well. And they'll be a strong contender to repeat, I think. But we can move forward to the all-rookie team.
Yeah, the all-rookie team. So, all 3 of our nominees for the Brian Jester is actually on this. We've got Shoyo Hinata from Atlanta. he played excellent. Off the top of my head, I think he got 60 points and 24 goals. I believe that's if I'm right. And then next we have I don't remember what team he's on. I will actually check that out. Victor Crunk, and he's on Atlanta as well. He had 46 points in that game, or in that season, I should say.
In that game, was he playing Hamilton?
Probably. I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. He probably scored 46 of the 50 goals. So, and then we'll keep moving along to the next one. My new teammate, and I'm very excited and happy to have him, Scotty Mchitz from Seattle, now in Montreal. So that's just another guy on the forward core that did a very solid job this year. And if I remember right, he had 42 points in 66 games with 13 goals. He played a solid 18 minutes a night, so you can never go too wrong with that. So, and he won a fight. So.
Does he hit that many people, though?
No, not really.
Okay, well then his name's a lie and he's trash.
He hit 51 people, and he had
you can't call yourself Mchitz if you're not getting 200 hits a season. Change your name. Like, just that's that simple.
He used to do that in the SMJHL, I think.
Are we in juniors still?
No.
Nope. Get out of here with that nonsense.
So we'll move on to the defenseman, Jaeger Jones, Winnipeg, another nominee on the side of Shoyo. He's the first of two defensemen we have on this list, obviously. But Jaeger had 38 points with 11 goals, and he had 103 hits and 27 blocks. He played almost 20 minutes a night. He had 19 minutes a night, so he was super close. But regardless, he had a solid season, so congratulations to him as well. And then we have from, I don't remember what team he is on. Should be, he's from Philadelphia. I did not know that. Sam Emerson, 35 points in 66 games. He had 9 goals and 26 assists with 69 hits. That's a W number, and 57 blocks.
I think he's an S63 player as well, isn't he?
I believe so.
Yeah, he came up a year early.
Yeah, I believe he did. So yeah, there've been a few of those. We've got one this year. Maybe a couple. I don't know. Mads McBride's moved up. I don't know if there's anyone else in our class. I know Justin Time's not moved up yet.
I know that too.
So, and then our goalie for the rookie team is another nominee, a very strong nominee for Winnipeg, Rebecca Montag.
Yeah,
and let me traditionally say it in the Patty way or the wannabe fan, Montagny.
Yeah, that's a long-time user. He used to go by the name Green. He's now orbiting death. It's been around a while. Made a lot of good players. Good to see goalie getting he's making a good goalie and getting some love.
Yeah, he talked to me the other day trying to get some information out of me for this. So he had 36 wins. Yeah, he did.
It's a Winnipeg thing. Rashford tried to pump me for information too. We just gotta shut that down, Winnipeg.
Yeah. So in 54 games, he won 36 games, and he had a .921 save percentage, or I should say shouldn't I? And a .248 goals against average, and only 134 goals given up. So for a rookie, excuse my language, but that's a damn good season. That's a great season for him or her, whatever you want to go by. I know the user's him. The actual player's a she. But yeah, it was a really good year for all of these rookies. I want to congratulate all of them. I know the slides does not give them justice as much as others will. I will show that later. But it's been I guess, a solid run for all of these rookies, and I can't wait to see the future for all of these guys. I know Shoyo's probably going to light up. Scotty will definitely light up. Victor will, and definitely Rebecca. We'll see what Jaeger and Sam do. We'll see if they move towards the offensive realm or the defensive realm, because some move in other ways. But I digress. We move on to the all-first team of the league. And we have, I believe, an entire nominee list. Well, yeah, an entire nominee list here. So we got Munder, Chris Jansen, 92 points. It was a solid season for him. Unfortunately, MVP is not in the running. But he has a couple other runs though. I believe he has. Let's see here. Yeah, he's running for Jeff Darr. He's running for.
It'll be brought up several times throughout the night.
Yeah, a couple times.
Yeah.
So, that's our first guy. And our second one's from Tampa. He was also with the runner-up, Tampa Bay, Alexander Kozlov. Alexander Kozlov. He pretty much put the team on his back with Apollo, and he got through the season above expected and got through playoffs above expected, sort of. In 66 games, he had 31 goals, 56 assists with 87 points. So I'll digress to you if you want to say anything about that one.
I mean, he was the real offensive power on a generally defensive-minded Tampa team. Had a great year for sure.
And then we'll move to the next guy, which is Munder's teammate, Mats Marner from Chicago as well. He had a solid season. It was really a trio. It was really the big three for Chicago. But he had 89 points, 42 goals, 47 assists. And overall, he had a solid season. He had 60 hits, which is solid. So he had one heck of a season as well. So that's a congrats for him on the all-first team. We've got another nominee, and this one's for I believe he's in the Scott Stevens. Colin Lambert, the Tampa Bay, another teammate of Kozlov. Lambert had himself a solid season, leading all defensemen with 63 points and 25 goals, leading them both, averaging 22 minutes a night and 60 blocks and 67 hits. Anything on him?
No. You covered his stats pretty well.
He's definitely the offensive type.
Yeah, most defensemen who get acknowledged for awards are generally the offensive. We don't care about shots blocked.
We got our first more defensive but also offensive guy. We've got the Atlanta defenseman Puddles O'Duck. He had 62 points, 18 goals, 44 assists, and he had 119 hits and 79 blocks. So he's more of the two-way guy. He had 27 takeaways and 22 giveaways. So he had a good takeaway to giveaway ratio as well. So he was a solid guy, and I congratulate him on getting the all-first team as well.
All name team for sure as well. Puddles of a Duck, very solid name.
Yeah, definitely. And then our goalie, definitely one of the nominees for the John Mcbride. From San Francisco, Nikolai Antonoski. I hope I said that right.
I don't know if he's here to correct you, so it doesn't matter.
Either way, but he had a really solid year. And if I go back on his, nope. There he is. 54 games played with 33 wins. He had a 926 save percentage, which was a little bit better than Rebecca, but a 272 goals against average, which was a little bit less. Gave up 142 goals all year.
Yeah, I mean, SFP was a pretty solid defensive team, and he was, part of the backbone of that. They figured with him in the net, they could, lock down the opposing team and just score more than they did to win games, and it worked for most of the year.
Well, I also want to acknowledge the fact that he had a 931 save percentage in the playoffs in 10 games. Although his goals against average was 3.03, and he went 4, 5, and 1, but it was ultimately a really good playoff as well for him. So congratulations to Nikolai on making the all-first team. So we will head into the second team, which is it's a good mix in this list. The first guy we have on here, and he's actually a nominee, Chimkin
Wing.
Yeah. That's really hard to say, isn't it? Chimkin Wing. Yep. And he's from Buffalo, so I'll pull up some.
This is Ragnar, I believe.
Is it?
Yep.
Yeah. 85 points with 44 goals, and he had 21 minutes, or almost 22 minutes of ice time. He had 86 blocks, 86 hits, 54 blocks. But the 54 giveaways to 26 takeaways. But if you really want to come down to it, he had a 14% on his shots. Pretty high up there. Anything on him?
I mean, 14% isn't unreasonably high from what we've seen. There have definitely been higher players this past season that have, I think we've seen top goal scorers sometimes having 17% shooting that we'll probably get to later. But he put up a solid year on a Buffalo team that was pretty good, but wasn't the LA level kind of team. It's a great year for him.
And the one guy that you were talking about being a little bit better in the shooting range, Atlanta's Burlock Sulphur Gold, also the top goal scorer. 46 goals, 75 assists, or 29 assists with 75 points. He had 127 hits, 44 blocks, and the 17.6% shooting, and 39 giveaways, 27 takeaways. A really solid year for him.
Yeah.
And then
we'll move
goals. On to the the third forward of the second team is Seattle's Liam Slate with 31 goals, 55 assists, 86 points. He had 21 minutes of ice time each night on average. 81 blocks, 106 hits. He had 41 giveaways to 33 takeaways and had 11.3 shooting percentage.
I mean, sad. Yeah, Ty's a great guy to have around. He often says his players shit, but then he, gets on the all second team. So, what does he know?
Well, he's a. If we want to come down to it with a 2 minutes and 10 seconds of power play ice time, I bet his excuse would be he's a power play merchant.
His excuse is that his players shit. He just says it. He doesn't. I don't know if he means it, but everyone take Ty in fantasy because it's funny.
All right, so the next one is Rickard Berg. Rickard from San Fran. He comes in with a 56 points, 12 goals. He had 36 giveaways to 34 takeaways, so he's pretty even on there. But the big numbers, the big numbers, the 177 blocks and 146 hits. He had 24 minutes of ice time on average. Anything to say on that one either?
Yeah, Ricard Berg, he started the year off quite strong. I believe, he went on a bit of an offensive tear near the beginning. He's a big part of what they can do defensively in SFP, focusing on their goaltender as well as, some of their lockdown D, Berg himself. This is Agent Smith, who's just a great user if you ever talk to him, who does a lot on the back end for SFP and, was a big part of the league and was our simmer for a while as well. Great user, great season as well.
And then our other defenseman is Arsene Leclaire with 14 goals, 30 points for Minnesota Monarchs. He had about almost 25 minutes of ice time a night, and he had 287 blocks and 143 hits. So it looks like this is more of the defensive pair for the all-team honors.
I will say that this one feels a bit more like they're rewarding someone for being on a bad team. Bad teams generally beget shot blocks. His player was great, but the team was not ideal, and I guess it shows in certain stats because you can only get shots blocked and hits when the other team has the puck.
True that. And then our goalie for the second team, another Mcbride nominee. Tampa Bay's goalie, Strom Chamberlain. He's a great user. Chevy's my former GM, and he really showed up this year for Tampa, who really wanted to make a push. They made some strong moves. He had 55 games played with 37 wins. I believe that's the league leader in wins. He had a .922 save percentage. He had 4 shutouts this year and a 2.41 goals against average.
Absolute beast.
So it was a really big year for him. He's been consistent like that for the past, how many ever years he's been around. It feels like he's been around forever.
I will bet you he's more excited about making the finals, though.
Yeah, he probably is. Unfortunately, they did lose.
Hey, making it there is great in itself.
It's very hard to do. And then we'll move to the third team. We're moving to a guy who's probably I guess he's like the number one in fantasy at the moment for a lot of these leagues, or a lot of these, little miniature groups. Vaseline Podcalzone, Seattle's right winger, 40 goals, 84 points. Had played 21 minutes of ice time, 85 blocks, 147 hits. And he had a very solid season. Also had that 16.5 shooting percentage.
Yeah, Big Yosh. What else can you say?
And then we're going to move to the second player on this roster, or this list. Chicago's third of the big three, I would say. Former trade component from the Texas Renegades. That would be Theo Condos. Theo had a awesome year. Moving into Chicago with 39 goals, 85 points. He played almost 22 minutes a night. 44 blocks, 161 hits. He had a 16.3 shooting percentage. And averaged about 2 minutes on power play a night as well. The big thing here is the plus 54 as well, if you like irrelevant stats. I'm just kidding. He had a really solid year. I feel like a lot of people thought he was going to have a bad year if he was going to stay in Texas, and if he moved, we would see what happens when he got traded to Chicago. I think he kind of found his groove, I feel like.
What I will say is that it seems like when people end up in Chicago, they put up big points. So if you're looking to win awards, Chicago seems like a good place to go.
Well, Chris Jansen just moved away from them.
Well, no more awards. He's done.
And then we're going to go to our Aiden Richen Award nominee and the Ron Mexico Award nominee. From Toronto, Jimmy Larkin Conway, 37 goals, 81 points, played almost 21 minutes a night, about 20 and a half minutes a night. He had 45 blocks, 21 hits, and he had a 17.2 shooting percentage. So there's that elite 17 range that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, like I said, there's some top-end shooters that perform at a high level throughout the season. He's one of them.
And then he's one of them. One of the defensemen. I don't know if he's still in Baltimore or not. Zebulon Leavitt with 56 points, 8 goals, played 23 minutes a night. He had 134 blocks, 86 hits total. Congratulations to him. He had a solid performance this year on a team that is relatively on the back end of their peak, moving down the peak probably. But it just goes to show you that he's one of the top tier players in this league still, and he could keep going for probably another couple seasons. I don't know. We'll see about that, but we'll move on to the last defenseman on the list. And this is probably one of the greatest names from Atlanta. We've got Angus Mcfife, the 18th. He had 17 goals, 52 points. He had almost 20 and a half minutes of ice time a night. He had 68 blocks, 98 hits. So ultimately, he had a pretty solid season, I'd say. And we've got our final nominee of the John Mcbride. And not to mention, already making the rookie team, Winnipeg's Rebecca Montag.
Rebecca Montag again?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Made both the all rookie team and made the all third team honors. You can kind of tell where this is going to go when it comes to the future for Winnipeg. I think they've got their franchise goalie. What do you think?
I think they got a season or two of Rebecca left, and they'll probably swap her out for Tim Allen Jr. That dude's a legend.
So, with that being said, and that being over with, finally, we are going to move into the John Mcbride Award, and I did a little bit of background on every single nominee. So we'll go through the nominees again. We've got San Fran's Nikolai. We got Tampa's Strom. We got Winnipeg's Rebecca. Now, all three of these are decently similar, I'd say. Nikolai had both of them beat in save percentage by a little bit. But the perseverance from Strom going into the finals, and Winnipeg with Rebecca making an amazing rookie year. Our winner of the John Mcbride is Nikolai Antonoski.
Good job, Rancid Budgie.
It was a great season for Nikolai. Nikolai, obviously, we've already gone over the stats, but there was some significance in the fact that his stats stood out. I mean, the 926 save percentage, maybe he was not as good in the goals average, and he might not have had the most wins, but it was a great season for Nikolai and making some really big pushes. I mean, this is his 8th season in the league, and he's been consistent over the past, how many ever years. He's had 3 times where he's hit a 92 save percentage, over 92, and he's never gone below a 991. So, well deserved, great player, and congratulations. I hope you'll be celebrating that one for a good amount of time.
Yeah, definitely a worthy winner.
The Bojo Biscuit Award, the best defensive defenseman. Now, somewhat, I guess, in contrary to what people think, a lot of the defensive guys go into this, and I know one of the nominees is overrated, is what everyone has said that to me. So we'll just go over the nominees and we'll go over the actual winner. So San Francisco's Richard Berg is the first nominee. Second nominee is Chicago Blackhawks. I said Chicago Blackhawks. Chicago Syndicate's
Duncan Keith.
Duty. No, I can't go that way. I mean, if I was in the NHL, I would. But he is our other nominee, and then we got Minnesota Monarchs, Arsene Leclaire. Now, all 3 of these guys, regardless of what anyone says, they all deserve to be here because of how well they did defensively for their teams.
Yeah, I mean,
and with
when you focus on things like how well you stop the puck from reaching the net, there is value in that. It might be there might be things influencing it, like team quality, but regardless, you're still going out there and doing the job of stopping the puck from getting to your net.
Yeah. So the winner of the Bojo Biscuit is Richard Berg. That's 2 San Francisco players in a row.
Yeah. Agent Smith taking a Best Defensive Defenseman of the Year award.
I think it was a really solid year for Rickard. The team did, honestly, for where they were at and where their season ended up being, it wasn't a bad. I mean, I know they got swept by LA, but it was not a bad season for them. I mean, they beat Seattle, and they made it far enough to where they got beat by the champions, the future champions from there. So it was a solid year for both of them. I know, obviously, it was kind of a down year when it comes to trying to make a push for a cup, but some awards are being achieved here.
I think they know that they're up and coming.
Burb said, "This is day that you die." Okay. Oh, okay. I understand now. All right. So next one is the Scott Stevens Award for Best Defenseman. This is where it's going to get a little interesting. So we got the nominee of the now Bojo Biscuit Award winner, Richard Berg. We got Tampa's Colin Lambert, and we've got Atlanta's Puddle O'Duck. Any predictions in the YouTube chat on who's going to try and win this one?
Well, I mean, if I had to guess, it'd be Puddles O'Duck. Look at that name. Like, how can you lose with the name Puddles O'Duck?
You can't.
If it's not Puddles O'Duck, I think we should just end the award show here.
Some people think it might be Colin Lambert, or it might be Richard Berg. Who knows? Richard already won one.
Yeah, some people are wrong.
Most valuable duck, huh?
So he knows. Mikul, he had someone win a cup for him this season.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to win a cup this year. Every year. But the award winner for the Scott Stevens is Puddles O'Duck. Puddles O'Duck has made himself known. Best Duck Award.
Is he actually the captain for the Inferno? Does anyone know?
I don't know. Well, he's in the chat. Why don't we ask him?
Mr. Duck, are you the captain?
You the captain of the Atlanta Inferno?
Anyways, well-deserved award. Fantastic season by Puddles O'Duck.
Very, very solid season, and it was a well-deserved award. I know there was a lot of going back and forth all the way through on Rickard, Colin, and Puddles. So it was a very solid. Oh, so he said he's not the captain, but anyway,
Tragic.
It was well-deserved. Great job, and congratulations.
Looking forward to him winning a cup this season too.
So the Best Rookie Award, I know a lot of people are looking forward to this, including Rebecca. Ryan Jester's Best Rookie nominees are Atlanta's Shoyo Hinata, who I believe is in stream right now. Yep, Gordon Bombay's in the stream. We've got Jaeger Jones, which I don't believe is in the stream. And Rebecca Montag, who I know is not in the stream because he told me he was busy this upcoming week and a half.
So I think it's also really late where he is right now. He's in Europe somewhere.
Yeah.
But just a little bit of history for those who may not know. Ryan Jester was a goalie all the way back in Season 1. Largely regarded as one of the greatest goalies of all time. Played in the Calgary Dragons. And just, was consistently among the top performers year after year. Had a magnificent rookie season in Season 1 as well. I believe...
Not to mention was a great user.
Yeah, just a really good guy to talk to. But I feel like most people may not know who Jester is anymore, so just a little reminder.
I don't... He showed up not too long ago.
Yeah, but I feel like it probably would have been brief.
Yeah, it probably was pretty brief.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll move into the winner of this award, and it's a goalie, Rebecca. Rebecca Montag has won the Ryan Jester, which is, I guess, kind of fitting for being a goalie and a goalie winning it.
Well, I mean, they might have... I think the current favorite for next year is also a Winnipeg player. So they might have back-to-back Rookie of the Year award winners there next year.
They could. They probably could. We'll see how that goes. And we'll move into the next one, which is the Jeff Darr Award for Best Two-Way Player. Now, this is like kind of up and down, Jonathan Granstrom, definitely defensive. Did pretty decent offensively, but very, very defensive. Solid player, solid guy from what I've seen so far. We haven't really talked about him much. All that I remember, if I remember going through my researching, he had racked up a ton of just points in general. He had racked up a ton of hits, and yeah, he had 52 points, 25 goals, so that's a good amount. But he had 231 blocks and 149 hits, and now, being on Manhattan, I kind of understand, but at the same time, that's still a lot. Especially for a winger.
Yeah, I mean, all these guys are the best at, showing up that two-way game and showing out the defensive side as well.
I do appreciate all the feedback, by the way, because it's going to go right into Red's ear.
And no one likes feedback like Red.
Red definitely loves the feedback. And then our second nominee would be Chicago's Theo Condos. Obviously, coming off of Texas, he had a really solid season, I'd say. He was very solid for moving, and obviously, as you said, just join Chicago and you'll become an award nominee every single year. And then our third guy is Chicago's Badmunder, Chris Jensen, who I believe, yeah, he moved. He switched over to where'd he go? Winnipeg. Yeah. Now he's in Winnipeg. So we'll see how that goes.
They spelled his name wrong.
I just fixed it. I just saw that. So, yeah, it said Jansen. I just switched it. So Chris Jansen, Condos, and Grandstrom. So that's a pretty solid group for the Jeff Dar this year. But without further ado, our winner is Munder, Chris Jansen, and at least they spelled it right that time.
That's good, yeah. Hell of a year for him.
Gosh freaking dang it. They couldn't get it on the nominees, but they got it on the award.
Hey, they got it on the thing that matters. The dub.
So that was a solid year for him all around. I know he felt like he got snubbed out of a MVP nominee, but it happens. So congratulations to Flu. I believe Flu is in the chat right now. Shout out to you. We'll move along to the Aiden Richen Award, Most Improved Player nominees. So
Aiden
we've got
Richen,
the first one. Aiden Richen.
Yeah.
Okay. So Philadelphia's Evil Allbrand, actually a former of mine, I believe. Yeah, I guess you can call him a co-worker in some sorts, because he was part of my all-star committee. But congratulations to him. It was I think it was something like a 27-point differential between last year and this year of improvement. So that was a solid year for him. Then we got Edmonton Blizzard. You should probably know all about this. Macris the Tater Jaeger.
I think it's actually. Is it Macris or Marcus? Yeah, but he's a heck of a user. We traded him this offseason, but just a great guy to talk to if anyone ever talks to Marco. Had a great year.
And then we got Toronto's, a.k.a. Grapehead, Jimmy Larkin Conway. And he had the biggest differential. I can't speak tonight, but it was like something like 35 points, I believe, something like that. And it was just a wild jump. So, solid year for him as well. Big improvements. And it was awesome to see him. And he's also a Ron Mexico nominee. Just for reference. So, I'd say a solid year for him as well. But I shall digress to the award winner, which will be Jimmy Larkin Conway. Grapehead. Congratulations. That was
Yeah, I mean, fantastic year for him for sure.
From last season to this.
You are cutting out heavy. But yeah, he, someone who's in the running for the Ron Mexico most points. Had a kind of okay season the year before, and then made a huge jump in point totals. Definitely considers to be in the most improved player award nomination. I think Shiloh has disappeared for a sec, so I'm going to have to take over briefly. Yeah, this slide's a bit different. It'll list off all of the nominees right away. So for the Ron Mexico Award, which is the league MVP, we have Tampa Bay's Alexander Kozlov, Toronto's Jimmy Larkin Conway, and Buffalo's Chimkin Wing. All three had fantastic seasons. Played on teams that were quite good. None of them were on the the Panthers, the top team in the league, but they were all solid teams. And I think all of these are first-time nominees for this award, which is also a very impressive feat, to be sure. The Ron Mexico Award winner is Alexander Kozlov of the Tampa Bay Barracuda. Congratulations to you on a absolutely fantastic season. You had a full package kind of year, and you deserve all the recognition that's coming your way. So congrats to you. Next up. Okay, where's Shiloh? Oh, he left the call.
So I disconnected, but
Yep.
I guess I'm back.
We're on the GM award now.
Yep. We're on the uppercut, and the first one is Edmonton Blizzard. Do you want to say something as the co-guy?
Undeserved. I'm not the co-guy. I'm the head guy.
No, I mean on the stream.
Oh yeah, I don't think this one was deserved. My understanding was the basis for the draft, but the draft hasn't panned out. There were several teams that had fantastic seasons, but I give a lot of credit to this nomination occurring by just how great the users I picked were, and how respected they are doing. So shout out to Blix, Holtz Fan, Ramen, Noof, that other guy, Waters, I guess. Just a great group of people that make me look good.
Definitely shout out to Waters with the legendary historical contract.
Underpaid. Took a hometown discount.
So, and then our next one is the Los Angeles Panthers, obviously the champions. Fuzz with a amazing past, probably 5 to 7 seasons, building this team to what it is today. So, I don't know if you have any input on Fuzz.
What I will say is you have 2 award nominees for Best GM so far. Both of them play Dota. If you want to get good at the SHL, play Dota.
And the last one, and the former teammate of mine, and the owner of Lord Farquaad, Winnipeg Aurora Ace. He's also a very solid guy, and so far, with his rebuild, what he has set up, I mean, obviously it's working, because I don't think there's very many people that have 2 Rookie of the Year nominees, and another one that might be running next year.
What I will say is Ace is so old, he brought me to the site. He's definitely been around here, knows the way things work, has made some great players, GM'd, I think he formed the New England Wolfpack. I forget if it was a relocation or expansion team, but he spearheaded that. He's done a lot for this league and been here a long time.
I think he's been here since 2013.
Season 4 is when he joined. He was so season 3 did juniors.
Yeah, well, we'll move up to the Lance Uppercut winner, Los Angeles Panthers plus SHL. I would say it's probably the most deserved. It's been a phenomenal run for him. He's gotten to 2 Challenge Cups in the past 3 seasons. He's gotten a rebuild in over, this entire team, this group is phenomenal. And I don't think he wants to build it any other way. I don't think he would change anything.
I mean, it's a fantastic team. Fuzz is a great GM, great person to talk to. And he's built something special in LA that's been capped by a cup win, and they're still looking strong heading into next season.
And we'll move into the Best Coaching Award, Joe McKeel Award, which I don't even know who's the coaches. I'm just going by the team's management. Chicago Syndicates, J&H is a part of this. This is the first one.
This is Ham.
And,
you can't convince me it's not Ham.
So, Chicago was a very solid team. Obviously with the big three. And they made it pretty far this season. They made it really far in the postseason. Obviously being disappointed in the conference finals, but it was a very solid year. I mean, you took Winnipeg to 7 and defeated them as well, and that was quite the feat itself. So, without another hint, obviously Hamilton Steelhawks are in this with Halsey. They had a pretty solid season for where they were expected to be and where they ended up, and beating Toronto in the first round and then losing to Buffalo in 5. It was ultimately a good year for Hamilton, and we're not going to talk about how they lost 50-3 today. But overall,
elite
congratulations
coaching. That's
on
how. Elite coaching.
And then we'll move into the third one, which is Tampa Bay Barracuda, which is also a team that wasn't expected to do how much they did. They did a lot. They did a great job in the regular season. They went through Manhattan, Atlanta, and Buffalo to get to the finals, obviously losing in 6 to LA, but you beat I guess you'd say two of the Challenge Cup finalists in the past, I think 3 or 4 seasons so far. So,
well, I mean, these teams have all been continuously, outside of Tampa, like Hamilton and Chicago has been continuously good for seasons now. It's been a while. And hockey is pretty cool, so good username.
Yeah, that's a great name. But we'll move into the winner of this one, and it's the Chicago Syndicate. J&H won that.
Yeah, congratulations to Namlet. Well deserved.
Yeah, I would say it was a solid season overall for, I guess, I know the disappointment of losing to Los Angeles, but making it that far and with some of the great team, I guess the great team personnel you got. It was overall a great year for them. I mean, especially beating Edmonton in 4. You care to comment on that one?
I think they routinely have players perform really well in the sim. They know what they want to do. They're a well-prepared team, have been for a long time, with a great GM duo and likely a great front office who works well together. They had fantastic seasons together. They got a cup. This is a well-deserved award.
And we'll move to the Damian Littleton Award for Most Dedicated Member Nominees. Now, we've got the first one, which is Ranger, RJ, however you want to say his name. Overall, solid user, great HO member. He's been around for as long as I've remembered, and he's been the calendar head, he's been the events department head. Like, he's been pretty much a user that dedicated himself in every which way that you can possibly think of, and he's a great guy to talk to as well.
What I will say is that regardless of anything else he's done, he deserves us for putting up with me and my budget this offseason.
Fair. And then we got the perennial nominee. We got Jess, obviously, or Skull Patter, however you want to put her. Um, I've already said this before, but she's probably one of the most personable people to talk to. You can talk to her whenever you want. She's part of the great head office. She's one of the rookie mentors. She's done countless tours of that, and she's a GM in the juniors. She's pretty much here, there, and everywhere. So another solid nominee. Obviously, you can't go wrong with putting her as the nominee.
Yeah, she truly has an indelible mark on the site. You see her just year in and year out in this award nomination for a reason. Everyone recognizes the effort and work she puts in.
And then we got I don't know if you say Zoan or Zune 16.
Zune.
Yeah. Something like 22 to 25 seasons where he was the head of the media department, like media grader department. He's been around for forever. I think I remember him when I first joined the league back in 19, when he was the first one to comment on my new thread. So shout out to him. There's not really much to say when you're just a great user, and you're just great to be around, great to talk to, very fun.
I mean, he's someone who has gone under the radar probably his entire time being in a sim league. Like, the people who know him love him, but outside, like, people don't generally notice all the work he does and effort, or like, he's not a big flashy name people often think about, but he does a lot of behind the scenes stuff, puts in that effort, season in, season out, becoming years over time. Just a great guy. Big Zune fan.
Very big. And also he's got the former player, Alex Light. That's the legendary player that he had. But we'll move into the Damian Littleton Award winner, which is Zone 16. Or Zone 16, however you want to say it. But congratulations to him. Obviously, he was the media grader for such a long time. Great user to be around. I mean, he's been in Baltimore for Baltimore/West Platoon, or West Kendall Platoon, for since I remember. But he's been one of the greatest users to be around. And congrats to him. I know a lot of people are going to say Jess a snub. Just kidding. Not a lot of people are.
Well, it's definitely good to recognize him for his tenure just ended as the media head, and it's a well-deserved nomination and recognition for sure.
Great season for all of us because of their dedication, all three of them. So we'll move into the playoff MVP. Obviously, congratulations to Los Angeles for winning it. The Anton Razov Trophy nominees. We've got Los Angeles' Grapefruit. We've got Los Angeles' goalie, Olaf Carcico. Then we got Buffalo's Chimkinley.
I mean, my gut tells me it's an LA player because they won.
We'll see. Nothing can really be said for how well the Panthers did this year, obviously, and congrats to Fuzz and the entire team. I know they were ecstatic when it happened. By the way, great finger painting for the sidewall, whatever that banner is. That's a great banner for the season 65.
That is Moosey's banner, recent draftee to the Edmonton Blizzard. My favorite detail on that banner is that there's a player with sleeves taken off, and that's supposed to represent Seven, who is constantly posting tank top pictures because he's jacked.
Well, that's awesome. So that was a great banner, by the way. So the winner of this is their goalie, Olaf Carcico. And I believe they just spelled his name wrong.
It's possible.
His first name. But anyway, it was a solid season for him. Olaf did... Let's see, what was his actual stats? Yes, they did spell it wrong. He had 20 games played, 16 wins, 4 losses, with a .937 save percentage and a 1.9 goals against average. That is a really solid stat line.
Yeah, just a great year to cap off with a championship as well as the playoff MVP. Gotta be riding that high for another 30 seasons till LA wins again.
Yeah. That was great, and congratulations on you. You deserve it a lot. Couldn't be more happy for you.
The next award goes
And
right to
then
the winner.
yeah, it just goes right to the winner. So we'll just get right into it because there was no nominees for it. The Sarmad Khan Trophy, the MVP user voted winner, is Badmunder, Chris Jansen. So even though you didn't win the Mexico, you did win the Khan. So congratulations to Flu on that one. Solid season, 92 points. Obviously, there's not much to say when you're just one of the best players in the league for, how many ever years you've been around.
Well, I mean, he did put up the most points in the league, I believe, right? And he wasn't even a nom for the regular MVP.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably a bit of a snub in that regard to not even be a nominee, but the users generally know better than the awards team, as everyone says, right?
Well, a part of the awards team, the only reason that he didn't get the nominee, he didn't get enough nominations because he was in the honorable mentions. I think he was off by like maybe a couple votes. He was not considered a nominee because of the team that he's with, who he has on the side with Marner and Condos and the entire team that he has around him, which is why he didn't get there. But either way, congratulations on the Con. So, and then also the Sergei Karpatsov Trophy winner, Badmunder again, with most points. And then the J. McDonald Trophy winner with the most goals is Atlanta's Burlock Sulphur Gold. The Turd Ferguson Trophy winner,
the best award of the night,
Monarchs. Yeah, the best award of the night. I'll agree with you on that. I'll agree with you. The most penalty minutes, Daniel LaForest, which I don't even know who the user is. If
I'd put money on them being inactive.
Yeah, probably. And then the Mike Honcho Trophy for the least goals given up is Tampa Bay Strome Chamberlain. So congrats to Chevy on the final award of the day. Yeah, it was a solid year. Anything to be said about this season's?
Yeah.
Final comments on this season.
I'm hoping to see some media controversy about the awards. I want to see some flame happening. Brick Wall gets a Best Listener award. Real quick, there's something for you. I think I'm excited to see how next season goes. And I'm really happy that we have a new winner in LA and a team that hasn't won for a long time.
Yeah, and any comments on the new generation as this old generation of simming has now come to an end?
I think test simming is garbage, and anyone who does it deserves to lose and be banned. Yeah.
And definitely have a goalie prepared.
No goalies. All you need is Tim Allen Jr. Everyone knows this.
All right, well, I hope you all have a great night. Thank you for joining me on my first one. It's it was very, very rough for my first go, but I'll be doing this probably more often than I hope to. So I'll just give this a good end. Thank you all for joining us, and I'm gonna say this one message here. Let's go Patriots! The Montreal Patriots, the best team in the league.
Isn't it Patriots?
And the Patriotes. Nah. It's the Patriots.
There's an E there.
I'm gonna do the English way.
Yeah, but
Patriots.
it's a team in Montreal, so I don't think it's the English way.
Being American and saying it Canadian. Are you gonna have any comments about your team?
No, I think we're just looking for a good season for everyone, and I hope we can all enjoy having fun on this this crazy hockey D&D site we're all going through together.
All right. Well, that concludes the award show.